Hi fam, welcome to DOREEN'S African Experiences. Yes, I haven't been in this spot for a long while, but I'm back. So I've been having a bunch of issues about the whole construction world. A lot of you ask me, what would it cost me to build this type of house, and that type of house? You see, the reason I started my channel by giving you current prices of different things that are used in construction is very simple. One of them is because you could easily calculate for yourself what you need. To any successful construction, one thing you need to do first is plan. You cannot just wake up in the morning and build. You have to plan ahead. So some of the videos that we make are meant to prepare you for the journey ahead. They are meant to update you. They are meant to give you confidence that these things are actually doable and possible, because we're living in a world where the biggest percentage of people, all they do is discourage. Yes, they discourage you because you're looking at a building and you say, I can't build that. Nah, that's too big. But trust me, you can build anything. And today, I'm going to give you a few tips on what you can do to actually pull off a building. Number one. Number two, you don't have to be very rich to build. Yes, you don't. You have to plan, you have to save, and if you don't have that kind of money, you have to work in stages. You know? For starters, some of the stages, we have the foundation, we have raising the walls, and then we have roofing, right? And then we proceed to finishing. The thing is, you can do construction in stages. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't. It's very acceptable. Your building will be safe, and you'll be able to finish it at some point in your life, you know? So for starters, I'm going to start with the smallest of construction. I'll start with a single room, and I'll also do, in the same video, I'm also going to do a double room. When we say single room in Uganda, we mean one room, one single room like this. What most of you would call maybe a studio apartment or something. Studio apartment is still a double, but you know what I mean. So a single room is, you can actually build one room. Yes, you can. There's nothing wrong with that, because you have to start somewhere. If you have land, you've already conquered the hard part. The other parts are actually simpler, because when the land is yours, you can do things in stages, in steps, and take your time. You don't have to do everything at once. But if you have the money to do everything at once, the better. All right? So for starters, we're going to start with the prices, like for real. Everything, because I've noticed people who are telling you the kind of money you need to build, right? These houses, they're not telling you, most of them are not giving you labor costs. They're not giving you, they're actually not, they're just telling you prices of material and how much material you need. There is more to building a house than that. You need to, because the hardest part about construction is labor. Trust me, it's labor. The second hard part is getting the right team. How do you get the right team? All these are supposed to be different videos, but I'm going to junk them up in one video and give you the information. Why not? Why not? So we are focusing on how much money you need to actually build a single room, right? You can have a store on it with this same price. You can put a bathroom in it. You can actually put a kitchen in it. You can put your toilet in it with this same money. The same thing I'm going to do for the double room. Remember, even big houses start from somewhere. They start from 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms. So once you actually have some of these prices, you know, the only thing that changes is labor costs and the time. And that's the truth. Because if I have the money to build 1 room to the beam level, that means I just multiply all that and know what I need to build maybe 3 rooms. The things that change are material. Material increases, and I'll start with the soil bricks. Those small bricks, you know, those small bricks, maybe I'll also substitute for the clay bricks as well, so that we don't have to waste time. All right, enjoy the video. It's been nice seeing you again. We're starting the video in a minute. I have to show you the buildings, how they look, and how you can actually get around them. Family, okay? Welcome back to DOREEN'S African Experiences, and today I am going to give you the cost of building something like this. A single room that is self-contained, and it looks like this. It has a store on the outside. Look at that. And inside, oh, sorry, it looks like that. So this is a single room, self-contained. It has a bathroom inside. It has a store on the outside. You can even, with these prices, you can even, if you have big land, you can make it bigger and give it what you would call a kitchen, right? This is a very good house. By the way, these, you're not necessarily building them for you to stay, but you can build them as businesses for yourself and for the people, well, as boys' quarters as well, or what you call guest rooms for your house. This is a very good house, okay? I need a good one. Store. It's sumuluzo. Eno yenzigule. Atena ndibalazeeko munda. Kankulindo malirize. So this, the current work that's going on is plastering. As you can see, this is a complete setting, okay? So this is what I'm giving you, not for both, just for one. All right, so you can just multiply the same amount to build this one as well, because the measurements are the same. All right, for starters, these are some of the things you must consider before you build something like this. What are you building them for? You could be building them as rentals. You could be building them as your own house. You could be building them for business. Really, you can do whatever you want with this. All right? Katulabe. These numbers are going to be long. They're going to be long. But I've decided to do this because we have so many people who are giving you these prices, and most of them are actually not considering certain things. And for me, I call that miscommunication. So today we are working with Mr. Abdullah. As you can see, he's on his job. We'll not very much focus on what he's doing right now because it's plastering, but we'll also give you prices of plastering, something like that if you're building a single room. Now, the prices for this are going to be exact. Why? Because I literally was here from the start for this, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. We are going to start with the essentials. I know everything that you people want to hear. You want to hear prices of bricks, you want to hear prices of cement. Every price I'm giving you right now is a current price, like right now, as of today. I think today is 20th or 19th of January, August, wait, March, 19th of March 2023. All right, where do I begin from? Vanange. Should I start from here? So to build something like this, right, this is a single room, self-contained, with a store on the outside. As you can see, the design. I'm not going to give you measurements because I don't know what size of land you have. But if you have land that's big enough, always try to build something small like that on the sides, not in the middle of your land, because you might actually need to build a house later. So always pick a corner on your land to build this. Yes, corners. I'm talking about corners. You can put on the left corner, right corner, or any other corner that you would like. I'm going to start with the, let me start with the bricks, I think. It will make more sense that way. So I'm going to give you prices for both clay bricks and soil bricks. If you're going to build with soil bricks, The current prices for soiled bricks in Uganda right now, they range from 120 shillings to 150 shillings. Yes, you're going to say, but some people are telling us the bricks are costing up to 250 shillings. Ago sigamanyi. I'm serious, ago sigamanyi. The most expensive you should be buying a soiled brick right now is 200 shillings. But even that is crazy expensive. Okay, because I really just built a house. We just finished a house last week, and we are buying these bricks at 150 shillings. 150 Ugandan shillings. So I'm going to use 150 Ugandan shillings because that's what I've been using myself. Okay? Now, to build a single self-contained room with a store, you need at least 3,000 bricks. 3,000 bricks. You have some remaining, right? But whichever number I'm giving you, I want to make sure that you don't have to suffer saying that she gave me 3,000 bricks and they're not enough. I want to give you numbers that are actually going to be enough. All right? Now, an elf truck per delivery carries 1,000 bricks. To be on a safe side when it comes to material, first buy 2 trucks. Okay? 2 elf trucks. Every truck must bring for you 1,000 bricks. So bring those 2,000 bricks on site and the people should start. How many masons do you need for that job? You need 2 masons and 2 laborers. Abazimbi are the ones we call masons, the builders. And then helpers, you have a porter. You need 2. Why? 2 masons can get this job done including excavating for the foundation. They can get it done in 4 days. Yes, maximum 5 days. It shouldn't be more than 5 days. If someone is building for you a single room for a week, they're robbing you, and that's the truth. And these are 2 masons because you take this side, I take that side. The reason we actually break it down into 3 is because you're not supposed to build past certain courses at once, because you need the building to become strong. Okay, all right, so basically the job should take 5 days maximum. I'm saying maximum. 2 laborers, 2 masons. One laborer is supposed to be mixing the concrete, as you see outside here. Someone is supposed to be mixing there. They're not supposed to move from their post. And then the other guy or the other lady, whoever you have that's doing your helpers work, they're supposed to be delivering the mix to these 2 masons. These 2 masons are not supposed to be on one side at the same time. Everyone should take their own points or their own corners, all right, to maximize efficiency. If I go this side, someone should go on the other side. On the first day, they're supposed to map out the house. And when you're mapping out the house, you need eucalyptus trees, scaffolding, I don't know, eucalyptus poles like this one, cartoons like this, okay? Each of these is going to cost you between 3,000 shillings to 4,000 shillings. I'll take the maximum price, 4,000 shillings. To build a single room like this, single self-contained, you need at least 10 eucalyptus poles. Why? These poles are supposed to help when it comes to designing, first of all, to hold the beam, second of all, to use as ladders. So thirdly, they're supposed to be chopped into bits to map out the house that you are actually going to build. All right? Locally, we call it Oktuze Nyumba. So 10 eucalyptus poles are supposed to be enough, and that's the job they do. Each eucalyptus pole is 4,000 shillings. So you get your 4,000 and multiply it by 10, all right? And you get 40,000 shillings. That's for eucalyptus alone. For the people who are going to be working for you, masons are paid 25,000 shillings per day. For a job this small, 25,000 shillings is fair, okay? If you're lucky and you get someone cheaper, make sure they are good at their job, maybe 20,000 shillings. But for me, I'm going to go with standard prices for this. Remember, Prices differ according to where you are, but at least now you have an idea. 25,000 shillings per mason, 15,000 shillings per helper. Some helpers will take 10,000 shillings a day because the job is really small and it's not hectic. All right. And then the builders will take 20,000 shillings a day. But also, it depends on your negotiation power. But remember, the total I'm going to give you is going to be for 25,000 shillings per day. All right? So you get your 25,000 shillings per day, multiply it by 2, and then multiply it by 5. The 5 days that I told you. So the masons in total will take 250,000 shillings by the end of the job. If you're lucky and they finish in 4 days, you get to keep the balance. And if you're lucky, if they're allowed to take 20,000 shillings per day, well, that's good for you as well. But remember, I've done the math. These bricks are supposed to be done in maximum 4 days. Okay? The 5th day is maybe for the day you used to excavate, because you have to map out, excavate, cut those pieces, and have your material delivered and stuff like that. All right? Remember, we said you need 2 trucks, elf trucks of lake sand, and you also need 2 elf trucks of plaster sand. Lake sand is 200,000 shillings, and that's regular. That's for an elf truck. And then plaster sand is 100,000 shillings. Yes, it's 100,000 shillings, I know. I've done videos on these prices. You can revisit them. And I know they have not changed. Okay? But these things only change depending on how far you are. When it comes to distance, so someone might add a 20,000 shillings, 20K, or maybe at most 10K extra for fuel, because fuel is expensive, all right? Okay, so you need 2 trucks of lake sand, 2 trucks of plaster sand. The plaster sand might remain a bit, but it's okay for plaster sand to remain because you still have plastering in the future. You start from there. Now, bricks, you need 3,000 bricks, and this is for clay bricks. Each is 150 shillings. If you're going to use clay bricks, each clay brick right now is at 280 shillings. Yes, some will sell it to you at 300 shillings, but I'm going to do mathematics for 280 shillings because I myself, I make those bricks and I sell them, so I know that's the price we are selling. Actually, we are selling them a little bit lesser, at maybe 260 shillings, 270 shillings. But I know the truck guy will tell you 280 to 300 shillings. Yes, that's the price right now. All right? Okay, and remember, construction material keep going down and keep going up. All right, so we have, we've talked about the bricks, we've talked about the sand, we've talked about the cement. Now, to build something like this to completion, everything I'm telling is to completion, from the foundation stage up to beam level. Not roofing is not included yet, and also the doors are not included. Okay. Now, if you are going to build something like this, bricks wise, you are going to need 25 bags of cement. Yes, and that includes the concrete in the ground. You know, because you need aggregate stones. Small stones that you use for concrete, to make your concrete, okay? Now, for those aggregate stones, you need 1 elf truck, as you can see. I always advise people, after building, always try to put your concrete in the ground, okay? It simplifies your work in the future. So the 25 bags are supposed to help with that. The beam consumes cement. That beam there, it consumes cement. Also, this floor consumes cement. And also the construction, the whole construction also consumes cement. So don't forget that. 25 bags of cement. Currently, cement is at 33,000 shillings. Because at 25 bags, no one is going to give you at wholesale price. Okay? So, you might buy the cement at 33,000 shillings. And that is the price for SEM 2. Torero SEM 2 and also Simba. That's their price right now. Okay? If you're not being robbed, that's their price. Okay. So if you're getting 25 bags and each is at 33,000 shillings, that's about 825,000 shillings. All right. Okay, so we proceed. We finished the cement, we finished the bricks, we finished the sand. We start with important things, we finish with the labor. Now, even when these guys come to excavate for the foundation, just pay them a daily rate, because they have to sit the house and then also excavate. For the foundation, it's small, just give them their daily rate. Number two, I always say this and I repeat it again and again. Do not, I repeat, try your level best not to employ people who stay near your building when you're building. These people lag. They are slow half the time, Wanji. They are slow half the time, they lag and they delay. Okay? So always try to employ people who are coming, even if it's a small distance of 1,000 shillings. If the person is coming from near and their transportation is 2,000 shillings, you can actually you don't have to rent for them space. You can just give them their transport. It's still going to fall within 100,000 shillings. If they're coming from very far, find space. There are always those small places these people can stay. Okay? These places where they can stay usually cost maybe 50k for the week or 100k for the week. Always negotiate. You should learn to negotiate, but you shouldn't spend more than 100k on a place for someone to sleep. All these 4 people. Food wise, you should always offer to give them food. I know there are other things necessary, but I'm going to give you everything. Food for builders is posho and beans, all right? You need 10 kilograms of posho and 5 kilograms of beans, and that current price for posho is 3,600, beans is 5,000 shillings a kilogram. So altogether you might need 36,000 for the posho, 25,000 shillings for the beans. I've already talked about the labor, I've already talked about the housing, I've talked about the bricks, I've talked about the sand, I've talked about the cement. Now we proceed to other things. You need some wood, timber, wood, the kind of wood like the one he's standing on. Locally, you should look for chirundu. Chirundu is just a term. It's just a term. Chirundu means something very strong, like the type of tree this timber was cut from is very strong. All right, so that right now chirundu's price, if you're lucky, you can get it at 8,000 shillings, but I recommend you put aside 9,000 shillings because things have gone up a little bit. So for the wood, or for the chirundu wood, you need only 6 pieces, and those 6 pieces will cost you 9,000 shillings each. When you multiply 9,000 by 6, you get 54,000 shillings. This is how the store looks like. Those who know these houses, you know the store is what you usually use to keep your extra stuff or to cook. You can use it as a kitchen, okay? As you can see, it's all part of the plan. If you're putting the kitchen inside the house, there is no need for you to put a store, but you can still do it, you know, if you just want to be extra. But if you have this, then there is no need for you to include a kitchen inside. You already have your bathroom inside, you put your toilet. I've already told you, for things like these, you just need a biodigester. There is no need for you to build a toilet. Toilets are very expensive to build. Get a biodigester, because usually when you're building something like this, you don't have a lot of space. So put your biodigester outside there. You look through my videos, you see how much that will cost you. It's also very affordable. It's cheaper than a pit latrine or pit toilet. Okay? All right. So we finished the wood. We finished the eucalyptus. We already talked about how many pieces. Now you need some steel bars. I believe for something like this, you need maybe 5. I'll say 5 because you have the outside as well. I can't say the number most people are giving you. 3 is too little. 5, because each steel bar, I think, is 16 meters or something. So when they cut, each side takes 2 steel bars. Imagine 2 in the beam, 2, 2, 2. right? You also need to put steel bars in this the subsection of the bathroom. You need to put steel bars. Subsection of the store, you need to put steel bars on the arch. All right? So 5 steel bars are enough. All right? When those steel bars are conjoined, or they use ring wires and binding wires to put them together, to give them the extra strength together. So you need you need 5 steel bars. I recommend Y10s because the room is really small. Doesn't require, there is no pressure, a lot of pressure towards it. So Y10 is good, and current price for Y10 is 30,000 shillings. If you need 5, you multiply 30,000 shillings by 5 and you get 150,000 shillings. You need some binding wire. You need about 5 kilograms of binding wire. But I know some will remain. Huh? So you always try to keep whatever material you have left, always try to keep it and take care of it. Not like that. Those bricks, eventually the rain will spoil them. So you arrange them very nicely. Because you never know, when you build something that small, it means you're going to build something else. So keep them safely, arrange your bricks, and then cover them up because it's the rainy season, yeah? All right. And then binding wire, you need 5 kilograms. Currently, a kilogram of binding wire is 6,000 shillings. So you get 6,000 shillings times 5. And then you're going to get 30,000 shillings. Then you need some ring wire. Ring wire, I recommend R6. Just get like 3. 3 R6 is good. All right. Now R6 each. R6 is 4,000 shillings. It can even be sold to you at 3,000 shillings. Depends on how you negotiate. So if you need 3 of those, so you get 4,000 times 3. That's 12,000 shillings. All right. And then aggregate stones, those were small stones they put in the beam, and some are put in your ground. 1 elf truck is enough, and its current price is 170,000 shillings. You need irons. You see those hoop irons, that car look thing that's rotating in the ground like that. That car one. You need that. You need like a bundle of those. The kabando is enough to actually remain. And you keep some for another day. The bundle is 23,000 shillings. You get the small one. The small one is 23,000 shillings. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the sensitive parts that no one really tells you about. Make sure your lake sand should be white sand. White lake sand, that's rare. Huh? I already told you the price for that. I'll give you the total. I don't know if you're listening because I'm not going to repeat this. Maybe I'll read through them. I'll give you 2 totals, and then after that, I'll explain. I wanted to also give you the prices for the double room, double self-contained, but man, the minutes are too many, and I don't like wasting time doing the same thing, talking. Because I believe we're already now approaching like what? 30 minutes. If we're not yet there, we can't afford to spend 30 minutes doing that. All right, so these are some of the things you're going to need. You are going to need 2 jerry cans, okay? These 2 jerry cans are going to cut into they get those 2 jerry cans and cut them like this, okay? See that? These jerry cans are used in moving material on site, okay? Each of those jerry cans, you can get something that's already, like it has a hole, it's fine. They'll give it to you cheaply, maybe you can get a 10,000 maximally, a jerry can. Okay, so you need 2 of those. What else do you need? That's 20,000. You need a pickaxe. You need 2 pickaxes. Pickaxes are those in Sululu. They use them to excavate for your foundation. So you need 2. Each pickaxe is 18,000, and that includes the handle. You're going to need spades. You're going to need 2 spades. Okay? Spades like that. You don't have to go all in and get the metallic ones. Just get those ones. You can improvise the stick like they did, or if you don't want to improvise, you can buy the stick, and both spades will cost you 26,000 shillings. You need a hoe. A hoe is 12,000 shillings. That includes the handle, as you can see. you need a square. Builders are going to come with the following things on site. They'll come with their own plumb bobs. They'll come with their tape measures. If you're lucky, they'll come with their construction strings. But if you're not lucky, you might have to buy that too, and that will cost you 4,000 shillings, the strings. But everyone must have a trowel. Trowel is omweko. Okay? All right. You need a panga. Pangas are used to cut these pieces of wood because there are parts where the bosso doesn't work. All right? So you might need a panga. Panga is just 6,000 shillings. And then a bosso is 22,000 shillings. Why? Because the bosso itself is 12 and then the blade is 12. So 12 plus 12 is 22. All right? And then you're going to need some saw. There is that saw they use to map out. The whole bundle is 5,000 shillings. If you watch my video on the things you need before you start building, you'll see that saw. I showed you how it looks. All these things I showed you how they look. All right. You need an axle blade. Axle blades are used in cutting the metal that's going into your beam. All right. So your beam the metal can't be put all at once because it's really long. So they have to cut it and then split it. Because look at those joints now, like there. It's very short. So that means the metal that actually goes here, they have to kind of cut it and improvise size for it. All right. An axle blade is 10,000 shillings. You need a hammer. A hammer is 10,000 shillings. Usually get a hammer that has a hole. Those local ones. I've showed you how they look in that video. You need a wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrows are usually 120,000 shillings maximum. I mean, that's like a safe space to go. You can get it at 100,000 shillings. You can get it at 110, 115, and your wheelbarrow needs to get reinforced now, like this. You see, that's reinforcement. It's very cheap. That's a kawaii 10. You can get offcuts or something, or you can go to a place where they actually cut metal from and give you. You need. I've already talked about that DPC. You need to get a whole roll. The small one, the small DPC roll is 80,000 shillings. Yes, it's 80,000 shillings. You need a drum for water storage. If you have something old that you can use to store water, you're lucky. If you don't have, then you need to buy a drum. Drums cost 65,000 shillings to 70,000 shillings. These guys have their own drum here. It's local, collecting rainwater, which means their water is actually free. But if your water, if where you are the water is not free, you might need to put besides a water budget of, I believe 50,000 shillings is enough. Reason being, a jerrycan of water is 500 shillings at most, you know. But some people will charge you 1,000 shillings, but those are thieves. But if you, in case you're dealing with thugs, just bear. But still, 50,000 shillings should be enough to build a single room. Water should be enough. The places that consume water the most are putting concrete in the ground down here, you know. Now, cement, you can actually use lesser cement depending on how you're mixing it, all right? But for me, I've given you the standard mixing of cement, 1 wheelbarrow of plaster sand to 2 wheelbarrows of lake sand to 1 bag of cement. That is the standard mix. It is the safest, most accurate mix. But if you feel like you don't have enough money, you can mix 3 wheelbarrows of lake sand and 1 wheelbarrow of plaster sand. It is also okay. Okay? But some people even mix bigger than that. That's why their buildings are cheaper to build. All right? But I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. But if, of course, if that's what you feel like is good for you, do that. But my measurements have been confirmed with 2 wheelbarrows of lake sand and 1 wheelbarrow of plaster sand. 2 to 1 to 1. All right, that's my ratio. All right, you need nails to build this. This we're talking about to beam level. Beam is that stage where you roof. It's the last stage before roofing. So you bring your house up to beam level. After that, you roof it. All right, because of time, I will not be combining everything together like I had hoped. I had hoped to also give you the price of a double room. Surprisingly, you don't get to double the price I've given you to build a double room. No, things change. Why? The bricks are actually not doubled like the way you think. It's crazy. I've been doing a lot of maths this morning. Trust me, you don't just double. All right, so the nails, you need 5 kilograms of each, actually even 4 kilograms. Now like 5 inches. 5 inches, you might need like maybe 4 kilograms, right? The nails, the size of nails that's most used on site is 3 inches and 4 inches. That's the most used size of nails. But to be on a safe side, just buy 5 kilograms of each. Or you can get 4 kilograms of actually 5 inches, and then 1.5 you can also get 4 kilograms, and then the rest you get 5. But the math is for 5 kilograms. Each kilogram is at 5,000 shillings. Even all right, so we are back to nails. The total of nails is 100,000 shillings. That is if you get 5 kilograms of 3, 4 inches, 5 inches, and 1.5. Okay. What didn't we talk about on the list? Now, transport costs. Put aside 100,000 shillings for transportation costs. What I mean by transportation costs, you need to transport your cement on site. You need to transport some of these things on site. You need to transport, you know, this is without your workers, because your workers will bring themselves. All right, but 100,000 shillings should do for transportation. Always look for hardware that is near you. Okay. Miscellaneous. Put 200,000 shillings aside for miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is a big wabitalaze. With the calculations I've given you, miscellaneous 200,000 shillings. This is money you should have. You know, just in case they tell you, or maybe something, the cement was washed away by rain. Now, if you actually bring your cement on site, get some of these bricks and surround it. And surround it. You understand? And surround it so that if the rain comes, it doesn't take away your material. Okay? Now, the total amount of money you need, if you're using soil bricks to build a single self-contained room with a store on it, is 3,747,000 shillings. Yes, to build this up to beam level, that's the amount of money you need. 3,747,000 shillings. That's Ugandan shillings. All right. If you're using soil bricks, if you're using clay bricks, you need 4,137,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, before I get out of this video, I'm going to give you pointers on how you can actually save money if you're going to build with soil bricks. Okay? If you have your piece of land, remember this piece of land is supposed to be leveled, right? Since you're supposed to level this piece of land, okay, you can actually get someone to level it for you. You see these people, they made their own bricks. This is going to save you at least, are you listening to me? If you make your own bricks using your own soil, all right, this is going to save you at least 500,000 shillings. Yes, I said it. Of this money, you are going to be able to save at least 500,000 shillings. By the way, you've seen people who are saying, I built my house with 2 million. They are not telling you how. Look at this small house. This entire piece of land belongs to this guy, but he built that small house. literally, I think it's just like, I don't know, a month old now. It's also, no, this is a double. It's a double, not self-contained. All right. This person made their own bricks, which means he has another project he's supposed to put on this same land. This, if you look at this, they grated this, they leveled it, picked off a level or a layer of soil from their own soil, right, and made bricks for themselves, and then they burnt them. That's another way to save money if you know you don't have money. This is another thing I was explaining to you. Always put some bricks around your sand to avoid it from wastage or getting wasted, because the rain comes and takes it. You understand the amount of sand that's gone into the ground with the what? With the rain is a lot. To minimize wastage, always surround your sand. The stones are okay. All right? See these people? Now this person can build without worrying about prices of bricks, because it's very cheap. I think a person to make for you these bricks, these are easy. Soil bricks are not like clay bricks. Clay bricks are very hard to make. They have too many issues, you know. They have so many, how do you say, they come with so many rules. But soil bricks are cool. They're okay. They're okay. The only problem is after making them, you have to use them immediately and also plaster, because the rain also is not so kind to them, which clay bricks don't have that problem. After making, the clay bricks are hard to in the making process, but after they are burnt, they are very, very easy to maintain. You can even put them there for years and nothing will happen to them. Something you can't do to soil bricks. All right, let's get back to our small project. I'll be bringing you big houses, small houses, but I know somewhere someone wants to build these rentals for business, because if you're building for business, it's just a single room. All right, it's just the size that differs, you know. But single room, if you eliminate the toilet, the store, that's also enough space. It still falls into the same calculations. All right, so at 3.47,000 shillings, you can actually build yourself a single self-contained room. You can multiply that same number and build as many as you want. All right, but remember, it changes, because instead of someone building for 5 days, they can even do it in a week, this whole thing. All right, you just add a third mason. I would give you the calculations for that. Things change. They change. All right, you have your numbers. Do you need anything else from me? Feel free to ask any questions. I'll answer. I'll give you the cost of roofing using these trees and using boliti, roofing timber, and eucalyptus. Prices are different, but they all do the same price. All right, similar. Ngalama is the concrete ceiling. They're plastering it. Check it out. So prices differ. I'll share my man's number in this video in case you have a small project you want handled. This guy can do it for you. Wamuba muzimba muzimbira sene mekolo na kwa muzimbi omu. Fundi mitwalo 5. Baba bebiri kitundu nawe. Fundi 2 kitundu. 2 kitundu. Omuntu omuleta kuzimba eno single room ng'omugamba mitwalo 4. Mugenda kwemalako emirimu gyabo. 2 kitundu. 2 kitundu. Tazimba omu, babeera 2. 2 kitundu, 2 kitundu. Esatu nedda. Esatu mpozi ng'ogenda kuzimba wekka. Mu budde bw'oli bw'abasabye. Naye ssebo mitwalo 4 tosobola gisaba muntu. Olaba nange nzimba ennyumba ennene abaana bempa emitwalo 3 aba senior fundi engineer gwempa emitwalo 4 abaana abasigadde bakolera emitwalo 2.5 emitwalo 3 kiba kyetaaga kati ngazo 99 kuba zimenya naye gana amatafaali gafa aga bulijjo 2.5 olunaku ebiri kitundu awanyi mulimu ekizimbe kyosabirako omuntu ssente n'ekizimbe kyotasabirako omuntu ssente kati kana akazimbe weka tuzagamba mutukuwa mitwalo 3 olunaku tekisoboka ate nga togenda kazimba weka emba muli babiri buli omu kano karuumu nga muli babiri mukamalira munaku nga mmere ne kasitowa nga katuse ku bbiimu okuva mu musingi engeri teriiko nange kyenabaza naku 3 naku 4 kuva mu musingi kinene nnyo naku 5. All right, guys. I was having a small talk with my guy. All right. Thank you for watching DOREEN'S African Experiences. I'll see you when I'm giving you prices on how much you need to build a double room, right? A double room. But single self-contained with a store and the arch, everything done to beam level, that's the price. All right. Thanks for watching. I don't want to waste too much of your time.